Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gender of Sex podcast. I'm Janvi Sharma, and I have with me today.
Shreya Vishwanath Pasu.
So, a bit about Gender of Sex. Gender of Sex is essentially a space that I've attempted to create, which talks about the experiences of South Asian women with respect to sex, sexuality, talking about their dating experiences, talking about their opinions on feminism, how they view the world as women, as well as their sexualities and identity. It's essentially a space to bring forward the conversations that have historically been removed and have sort of soaked into oblivion, anything to do that is stigmatized or under taboo. As you know, right, growing up in India, a lot of conversations that we were unable to have, whether it was about menstruation or sex or dating or partners. So this space essentially attempts to throw open all those conversations and to bring forward the South Asian female experience.
Amazing. And maybe before we get into the topic of conversation
Yeah.
for the day, you can give a little bit of an introduction to why us? Why
Yes.
are we attempting these conversations?
So just a little bit of history. So Shreya is one of my closest friends, and both of us met during our masters at Sussex, and we really bonded during our thesis period. We both automatically gravitated towards conversations that were talking about, say, social justice, gender, identity, sexuality, and the whole lot. And we both clearly had a lot to say because we're both big Bollywood fans. We've looked at media, we've looked at, we've grown up in India having similar experiences. So I think a lot of that has contributed to the nature and the quality of our conversations. That's not all we talk about, but somehow all our conversations kind of gravitate towards that. Yeah, and I think that's how we've sort of just stuck around. This among many other things that have sort of made us bond, and that's why we're here.
Yes. And if I
um,
can share
yeah.
quickly the anecdote of how we became friends, I think as a lot of female friendships in India, from when you're younger, I want to clarify, you hate the person first. And I think that's what Janvi and I started with. It was not hate, but it
No,
was
we
such
just,
high indifference.
yeah, we just
Even though
didn't.
we were in the same dance, we were performing in the same dance for a Diwali festival, and we just didn't take to each other at that time.
No.
But as hospitable as Indians go, when Janvi went back to India for the break, she asked me, "Hey, let me know if you need anything from India." And lo and behold, I did. I needed a chew run for my throat because I was in the UK for the first time and I was sick because it gets really cold, guys.
Cold.
So she got it back for me, and I clearly remember we coordinated on her coming till outside my house, and there were like a bunch of tables there. And she came till there on a Monday evening to give me my chew run, and the entire semester every Monday evening we
Yeah.
would meet, and either she would get me a little something or I would get her a little something, but we would meet every Monday and
Yeah.
just discuss everything
Everything.
that's happening,
And
you know.
yeah.
So sometimes it was conversations like we're going to have today, sometimes it was just about a class. Basically
About
we've spoken about,
life,
yeah,
about everything,
we've spoken about everything that we think or that we generally talk about. And yeah, so it's really exciting to
Yeah.
be here and to be able to hopefully share our experiences,
Yeah.
have some people maybe find it relatable, maybe not, but tell us more as well, because we're here to grow and learn, and I think we have
Absolutely.
we have learned from each other
And
so
the
much.
last few years, essentially all the time,
Yeah,
constantly evolving and
yeah,
learning. And this is just like another opportunity for us to have our conversations,
yeah,
but have these conversations almost in tandem with other people. So, we can get other people's experiences on board, have these conversations, and essentially throw open to the world
yeah,
our experiences and hopefully gain from other people's experiences.
100%. And we're both privileged brown women who are from the national capital region of India. Janvi lives in grown up in
Gurgaon.
Delhi. You live in
I live
Gurgaon
in
now.
Gurgaon now.
You
Yeah,
grew up
I
in
grew up in
Delhi,
Delhi. Yeah,
and I grew up essentially in Gurgaon. Um, and so both from very privileged
yeah,
backgrounds, good schools,
yeah.
good environments, supportive parents, but still our experiences have varied. So
Quite a bit. Yeah,
yeah, just it's going to be interesting to learn more about other people as well, and
yeah.
to see how much more
I know
we
we can
can
learn
learn.
about each
Yeah.
other.
Okay. Yes, let's get into it then.
Yes. So should we dive right into it? So my first question for the room
For the
is basically that how has your experience of dating in the UK been different from dating in India?
I love that question. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to give a little bit of context to explain it as well.
Absolutely, please.
Yes.
I love context.
So I've been in the UK now for the last 4 years. As an adult, while I was in India, I've had long term
Yeah.
relationships. Okay. So from when I was 18 till 27, actually, I've been in two long relationships with, and I have to say, very, very nice men. I'm still,
Yeah.
friends with them on good terms. So my dating experience was very different there as compared to now. Now, living in London, I'm single,
Yeah.
and I am trying the apps.
Yeah.
You know,
As you should.
because how do you
Because
meet
they're
people?
amazing.
Yeah, because how do you meet people
Yeah.
if it's not through an app now? I don't actually. If someone has the answer, please tell me. Like, how are you getting these movie meet cutes that we've always seen? But it's different for me because I also think when I was younger,
Yeah.
I was stupid. Okay, I think I had an idea of what love
I guess
should.
we all were.
Yeah, I think I had an idea of what love should be.
Yeah.
Or how it should look.
Yeah.
And I think that was I was really really influenced by Bollywood and just media.
Yeah.
Like my favorite paper was Gurgaon Times,
Good. Or Delhi
Delhi
Times. Yeah.
Times. Okay, so that's what I would read, not the actual Times of India, more often than
Yeah.
not. And so I've been influenced to see that there's a concept of that men or boys become the perfect partner because they love you,
Yeah.
not because
Because
they're
they
good
are good people.
men or good people.
Not yeah. Not
Yeah.
that we're attempting to generalize anything.
No,
No.
I think
But
for me, that was my understanding of it, right? Based on the movies I watch, how
Mhm.
I perceived it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's the
No.
hard
course.
reality, but it was always that love can change or can
Yeah.
make that compromise worth it. But I think I was doing that already. Where I was like, oh, if this person loves me more, then they'll be able to give me what I want.
Yeah.
So I should already compromise to get them to that point, which is what I think is, by the way, the honeymoon phase also. Where you're the perfect version of yourself a little
Yeah.
bit, and then you
And
become the real
version of
version
yourself.
of yourself. So
Yeah.
that was my experience there. Right here in London, it's been weirdly liberating.
Yeah.
I'm dating casually, and for anybody who
For the
knows me,
first time
yeah,
ever.
at 30, I'm dating casually for the first time, and for anybody who knows me, they won't believe me,
No.
right? Because I have been, yeah. Anyway,
I'm
that's
so proud of you.
yeah. Thank you so much. So I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm getting to learn, I think, more about myself.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to learn so much about the other person only. Like I'm investing in myself as well. I'm like, what do I like in a date?
Yeah.
What do I want in a person? What do I want in a conversation?
Yeah.
Given that we've started this podcast because we like to talk about so many things,
Yeah.
it's important to me. That is an important factor for me. So I think that's where it's been a little different
Different. Yeah.
for me.
I guess also to be fair, like, because when you were dating in India,
Yeah.
you were obviously at college, right? And then you were sort of in your young adult phase. And yeah, you're now more of an adult, an
Yeah.
adult premium, let's
Yeah.
say, because you've been working for a while independently, you're financially independent, you live alone in London. So, do you think that in any way has affected the way that you've approached dating in India as well as being here?
Excellent point, Janvi. Actually, um, absolutely. I think you can understand financial independence in
Yeah.
theory a lot. Having studied, we've done a lot of reading on gender.
Yeah.
She studied gender studies. I've worked in the space of women's safety before, so there's a lot we theoretically know.
Yeah.
But practically living a life with financial independence, unmatched, unmatched women. I am never going back. Uh, and that shows, I think, even in how I'm approaching dating.
Yeah.
Because when I was dating while in India, I
Yeah.
was younger. It's not, I was never fully financially independent, but either me or my partner, one of us was always living at home, which means you're constricted by when is lunch or when is
Yeah.
dinner or when are your parents going to be home, or
Yeah.
why do you have to go out this much. There are questions that are asked that are, before you can go out, you've already had those internal conversations
With yourself, I guess.
and you've had to
Yeah.
deal with all of those. I don't have any of that here. If I want to meet someone and someone's like, hey, are
Yeah.
you free to meet tomorrow? If I'm free, I'm free.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And that's a game changer for me.
Mhm.
I don't know how it applies to other
Other
people.
people.
Okay, so we took a bit of
Break.
a break there, but we're back to segue into the point that we were talking about
Yes.
earlier. So, what has dating been for you? Because I know the way we both dated in India and UK has been different,
Yeah.
probably opposing.
Yeah,
in terms
potentially.
of serious
Yeah.
and casual, and trying out more things. So what has it been for you in the UK? How has it helped you figure out who you are, and what was different from India, and what maybe stopped you? Did something stop you in India from getting into a more serious space like you've been able to get into here?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Um, so my dating history is not long. It's pretty recent. I think I've had more time to date after I was at university for my undergrad, and then sort of it picked up after. So yeah, I think dating in India was something that was obviously it was like me dipping my toes in the dating pool for the first time ever. I did try out some of the apps, and then obviously I met people, some of them who I knew before, some I met kind of organically through other people. It was a mix of things. But I think in India, it was there's a fundamental difference that I found to dating in India and dating in the UK. In India, you're constantly thinking about your surroundings. You're constantly thinking about
Mm.
people, and oh, who am I going on a date with? Am I being watched, or am I being is someone else sort of judging me for my choices or my
Yeah.
actions? And this is not to say that it's always been like that. That's not true. It's just something that it's always at the back of our heads, right, growing up. But I've been really lucky and really blessed that my parents, much like yours, they're very, very open, very liberal. I've always been able to share everything with them freely about my dating life, about any boys that I've seen or have seen, or currently I have a partner who I've been dating
Shout
for
out.
about
No names.
2.5 years. So yeah, I think
Wow. Has it
yeah,
been 2.5
years.
years?
Yeah, I can't believe it sometimes because I never thought that I would ever get there, but here I am.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
know, and it feels different. And yeah, I guess also like in India, you tend to kind of think that at the end of the day they would all have similar expectations from you, right? Expectations that we have seen male partners having from their female partners that are not reasonable, right? Some
Mm.
of them could potentially be unreasonable. I'm not generalizing at all. I'm saying it was in the back of my head that if I was to reach a more serious point with someone, there would be certain terms and conditions.
Hmm.
Not to say that I haven't experienced those same terms and conditions in the UK, different set of terms and conditions, right? Because obviously, like, it's not a generalization, it's only to, the kind of people that you've dated. But in the UK, the biggest thing was, I think, um, the liberty to be able to date freely,
Yeah.
and not in like a parental or familial context, societal context,
Yeah.
right? It's pretty normal to go on dates XYZ, right, to see multiple people at the same time if you were seeing them. But also I think yeah, I think the biggest change was that I think I felt freer in terms of not worrying about what time I'm meeting someone, coming back home, right? Always being on guard,
Yeah.
worrying about if there's people around me that may judge me or say something to me, right, for behaving in any datey manner,
Yeah.
right? A bit of flirting, a bit of hand holding, right? So I guess yeah, it feels a bit more relaxed. I guess that's the
I
big
guess
thing.
it's the freedom from that, the look of, the neighborhood auntie,
Yeah.
and the probably extra eyes that the neighborhood uncle gives us, which we've all experienced, but it's a
Experienced,
different
yeah.
episode altogether. No, what I
Yes.
think I wanted to go back to a point that you were talking about. Do you think there was something in your life or internally that invited a relationship at the time that you did get into one? Because from the little bit I know about you, and
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, I think you weren't searching for a relationship,
No.
but you were happy to get one.
Yeah.
And so what was it about that point in your life and that person at that point that made it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So I think I subconsciously made myself believe that I did not want to be in a relationship, right? And it was not something that I honestly, I can't even answer that because I feel like it probably was a gray area. I would
Mhm.
have been open to having a relationship. I would have been open to just having a couple of dates and then seeing where it goes. I didn't have a definitive plan of where this should go. I did, however, sort of after I went on a few dates with some people here, just a few, it kind of escalated, right? Before I met my current partner, of
Mhm.
course. And I guess I had certain expectations that were relationship like, but I wasn't, getting them.
Mm.
getting that from that particular equation or that particular relationship. I gradually sort of realized that, yeah, maybe I did want to be in a more serious relationship. I didn't want to be treated hot and coldly. I didn't want there to be drama, or there to be like, oh, am I going to text him now? Is he going to text me now? Oh my god, is there anticipation? I need to be my best self. I kind of sort of felt exhausted. But just before, like, even when I did start dating my current partner, in the beginning I was a bit reluctant, I was a bit closed off, because in my head I thought I had a type. The type that I would, the person that I would date would be kind of like a fit the bad boy category,
Mm.
the typical, oh, sort of, again, hot and cold, because that's what I was used to, being not being able to, essentially someone who keeps you at a distance, and then sort of comes and talks to you and dates you and showers you with affection and love as and when they want to, on their terms.
You know, something interesting I have learned recently, and I hate that I know this. The term breadcrumbing.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
The fact that this kind of term exists in
I
dating
know,
really upsets me, because that
I
means
know.
enough people have done it.
Yeah,
You know, I was just about accepting that the word ghosting exists, even
yeah.
though I've never done it, and I hope nobody ever does it to me.
No.
But breadcrumbing, what's the other one? Benching. I don't know if you've heard benching.
Benching, breadcrumbing. I
Yeah.
think obviously we know
Yeah.
gaslighting, the basics. But I think breadcrumbing is when someone tries to get close to you but keeps you just
Yeah.
close
Very
enough,
Hansel
right?
and Gretel. We'll
Yeah,
keep giving you little bit.
crumbs,
Yeah.
little bit, little
Yeah.
bit.
No, that's
So,
all.
but it's quite, but yeah, honestly. And then I think when I met my current partner, I wasn't expecting to be in a relationship at all, and they were very different. I mean, he's very different from who I had previously dated,
Yeah.
and it kind of just sort of, it was a whole new world of dating. It was something I'd never experienced before, and I was like, oh my god, this is what happens. And then I was like, okay, yeah, you know what, I can't keep pushing this person away, I can't keep being
Hmm.
showing my reluctance towards it. And I was like, yeah, I gave in. And I was like, not to make it sound like it was something I had to give in to, but it was something that was new for me, and I
You
was obviously
probably,
apprehensive about it.
yeah. I think you gave in to the barrier you had put up for
Yeah,
yourself, not because of
absolutely.
him
No, 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 no,
asking
no.
again or not, you know?
No, absolutely not. And I think, I guess I also met him at a time in my life where, I was looking for a job in the UK. I was in between. I had just finished my master's. I was working at a restaurant, and it was hard, right? And I was obviously feeling, not just, it was like, obviously I was happy to be on my own, right? But it just happened at that time, right? And seeing the effort that he made, the way he treated me, the way he made me feel like, oh, that I hadn't felt before, and it was different and it was new, and I really sort of automatically gravitated towards it, because I had closed myself off to
Yeah.
experiences from someone like him. And it sort of just opened up a whole new dimension of dating that I had, sort of, not familiarized myself with.
I'm actually going to ask you some fun, rapid fiery, a few questions.
Okay,
And
okay,
then,
hit me.
you know, you're also welcome to ask me if you want to.
No, absolutely,
Yeah?
yes.
Okay. Okay. Given that you are now in a serious relationship, what what are two or three things that you have realized you need from a partner that
Yeah.
maybe you didn't know before?
Before. Okay. I think the most important one is having an equitable relationship, being treated on par, and, not sort of having a gendered division of labor and expectation. The second one is the fact that my partner has always, always given me time and space, and they've always shown up for everything. And the third, and probably, again, another important aspect, is that he assimilates so well into my culture and my life, which is so, so important for me, my
Yeah.
family, my Indian heritage of whether it's food, watching cinema, going to India, celebrating festivals. I think he really has embraced a lot of India with me,
Yeah.
as well as trying to learn the language. And he loves Indian food, and he loves going to India, and most importantly, my family.
Yes.
So I think,
And I can fully vouch for this, having seen them together. And I remember, I mean, I'm going to share a quick story here about him. I remember very, like, in the beginning, not too in the beginning, but basically he was learning Hindi of his own volition. Okay, there was no force or push from Janvi side. And he was starting to say shukriya or
yeah.
dhanyavad, right? For thank you. And he's like, how do you say you're welcome? And both of us flummoxed, had no idea what to say. And
Welcome
then
in Hindi.
we met like another friend of ours, and we asked her, what how would you
Yeah.
reply if someone said dhanyavad or shukriya to you? And she said, mention
Mention
not.
not.
And if that's not
The most Indian Indian thing ever. I don't know what is.
Yeah, so I mean, he really has shown up. He's really assimilated into the culture
Yeah.
and given us some great
Yeah.
fun to reflect on
Yeah.
within
A
our
lot.
culture as well.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
Okay. Question for you.
Yes.
So basically, you have obviously historically always been in long-term relationships,
Yes.
and now you are dating casually. Not casually, maybe a less nice word. Maybe yeah, dating, right? So did you have any sort of expectations from the people that you're currently dating? Any expectations that have been carried forward from your previous relationships, even while the dating process is happening, not
Yes.
just expectations in a relationship?
Yeah. Yes and no. Yes, because I
Yeah,
absolutely thought it, because
yeah,
I've come out of long relationships, and
yeah,
then I've had my partners and I, we've grown to figure out how we
yeah,
speak to each other,
yeah,
communication styles. And for a while in the beginning, I think what I did was expect anyone I was dating to fit that, because I'm
yeah.
like, hey, that's the
Okay.
kind of dynamic I'm comfortable in.
Yeah.
But now I have realized actually that's not the case. I don't Those didn't work, right?
No.
Why am I
For a
trying to fit
reason.
someone into a bracket or
Yeah.
into a persona which
Box.
didn't work for me?
No.
What will work for me is something I think is still in the abyss.
Abyss. Yeah.
So I just want to learn about people. So one thing I'm doing very consciously is to not try to change the other person
Yeah.
at all.
I think that's pretty great because
Yeah.
I mean, like this is going to be a whole new experience for you. So I
Yeah.
guess um, not having any expectations would be unrealistic, but
Yeah.
setting aside some of them and
But some
being
of
open to
yeah.
setting new ones. I guess.
I can give you like a very small example, which is,
Yeah.
so I'm the kind of person who likes phone calls.
Yeah.
Okay, with all my exes, even if they don't want to call, it's something I've always tried to get them to do.
Yeah.
But now when I'm, of course, also casually dating, I can't ask someone to be calling me.
No.
But even if I'm seeing someone
I
a
mean, we're
little
all
bit more,
adults,
yeah.
maybe.
If I am seeing someone for a little longer, also, I am not asking anything of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do you,
You.
I'll do me.
Yeah.
And if we meet in the middle organically, then it'll work.
Yeah.
And if we're not, then why are we forcing it?
Yeah.
We're also just here trying to date, no?
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
that's me.
I know.
Yes.
That's great.
Okay, and now rapid fire in our last section of add a Bollywood twist to it. Okay, so
I'm excited.
yes. So what is one female character in a Bollywood film that as a child
Yeah.
you loved, but now you find problematic?
I think there's two, but I love the other one too much to talk about her.
Okay.
But I will talk about the other one, and I don't think I find her problematic per se. I think it's the way her character has been portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Anjali from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Yes.
We have both seen that film a billion times, and we will continue to see it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the fact that she felt like she had to change who she was as a person for the person she loves to love her back. She did not fit into a typical the typical category of femininity that
Yeah.
is expected of her from society or from men or partners, and she had to completely change that narrative and fit into the form of femininity that's expected of her,
Yeah.
to become the more sari wearing, long haired, sing songy protagonist of the
More like
film.
Sati Savitri,
Yeah,
more traditional.
traditional, unlike how she was before, categorized as a tomboy, like being sporty, right? Not being traditionally feminine with long hair, dressing like, conventionally how girls are supposed to be dressing. So I think that is what I find problematic. Not so much the character, but so much so as the way the character has been portrayed
Yeah.
and the transition and the arc.
And how probably as children we thought that was
That was okay.
amazing. That
It's
good for
great.
you. She's
Yeah.
finally got the love of her life.
Yeah.
But we didn't really
No.
delve into why.
I know.
They made her change
I-
everything about her.
I know, like she may even have come into her own, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It felt like it was a big, big transition
Yeah.
for the sake of attracting a mate,
Yeah.
basically, right?
Yes.
Okay, but my Bollywood question for you
Mm.
is that obviously you've grown up watching early 2000s, late 90s Bollywood films like me, and we've obviously watched hundreds of them together. So, what character, or what sort of, let's not say character, what characters or what pairing or what couple in Bollywood, in any of the films that we watch, could be new, could be older, um, when you were younger, essentially, what character did you want your relationship to resemble, or what couple did you want your relationship to resemble?
That's a very interesting question, because I don't know if I looked at it as much in the lens of a couple as
Yeah.
I did as the girl.
Yeah, okay.
I
Fair
was like,
enough.
that's who I want to be.
Yeah.
And who I wanted to be
Was the Yash Chopra heroine?
Yeah. Was Kareena Kapoor in every movie that she ever did. You know?
Didn't we all?
Yeah. However toxic or however whatever we can say about those characters or those
Yeah,
movies now, she was an icon at that time.
she
And
was.
it
She
was,
still is.
yeah, if you look at her in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, living her best life, And so I don't know if I really ever was invested in her and Hrithik Roshan's
Yeah,
couple, but I was so into her journey there. Like when she found what she loves,
yeah.
if she is gonna find it by being who she wants,
Then
then
so can I.
that's the perfect
Yeah,
type of relationship to find.
yeah,
So I do. The question is very interesting because when I first thought about it, I had a different answer.
yeah.
But now it's like it was never about the couple. It
No,
was always about
about the
what the woman did. And I
yeah,
think that's why also our definitions and our perceptions of
yeah.
relationships have been about our compromise or our
Mm-hmm.
intentions or our choices without realizing that the other person is 50% of it
Of
and
the
you can't
relationship. No,
control that.
no.
You know?
I think that's totally fair because I think because both of us also we love Shah Rukh Khan, and I guess visualizing yourself as the actress with Shah Rukh Khan
Yeah.
comes with the territory, right? So we always like it's absolutely right. Like we never, I clearly from your answer as well, you never look at the couple as being sort of the benchmark that you
Yeah.
want to emulate. You just want to be loved by Shah Rukh Khan or by someone like
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
You want to be in Aishwarya Rai from Mohabbate's character, or
That endless love.
Anjali from
Yeah.
K3G. Yeah, exactly. That whole drama and the whole sort of the expressions and the crying in the eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay,
Okay,
well, I think we're gonna stop there for today. Um, we could, of course, go
on
on,
and
and
on.
we hopefully will in the future. I'm gonna say this for the first time, so I'm very excited. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the conversation, let us know what you thought. Share your
Yes.
experiences with us, because, like we said in the beginning, we are here to learn as well. And
Yeah.
yes, looking forward to making more of
More?
these, hopefully. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, this was Gender of Sex's first ever podcast, and hopefully, we'll have many more to come. And yeah, because we clearly don't have a dearth of conversations to talk about, and hopefully, you guys would want to listen more. So, thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
toodles.
Bye.